Thank y'all for tuning back in to your favorite channel. It's your boy Pelican Bay K9's giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit it. Don't forget to drop down in the comments as well. Big salute to all the brothers down in the chat right now. Let's see here. Big salute to brother Dickie Foster showing up in the chat first. Yes, sir. Big salute to Big Logic, Fat Farm Ray, Mr. 216, Jermaine Brown. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see here. Small World 803. Salute to you, fam. Supreme Excellence. What's going on, big dog? What's going on, man? We in the house tonight. Yes, sir. We're going to talk a little bit of dog talk. My brothers, I'm going to talk a little bit of dog talk, rather. My brothers tonight. We're going to touch on a few things, and we're going to look at a little bit of news. You know, I got to give it to you the way I got to give it to you. You know, first thing I'm going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, while letting people get up in this piece, you know, I'm talk about them old Southern family reds, you know what I'm saying? You know, and let some brothers know that I'm not trying to be funny when you ask me about pedigrees and all that stuff and different things like that. And I just respond and say old family reds, old family Southern reds. You know, it's a difference. You know, Mayday dogs, yellow dogs, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to depend on that. I don't like to dwell on that. You know, I want to make a name for my dog. So I like to, you know, focus on the names I'm making for my lines. You know what I'm saying? Not Mayday, not Yellow, not Jeep, not Bolio, not Eli, none of them, you know. Of course they got the pedigrees, but with the dogs having the names that they have nowadays, you know what I'm saying? I want to focus on my dogs and what my dogs could bring to the table. You know, you really can't say, or at least I'm gonna put it like this. You can say what your dog off around certain people. You know what I'm saying? You can't even say what your dog off around certain people. Big salutes to you, Jay's Moonlight. Glad you came up in this piece, man. DK9, what's going on with you? Yes, sir. We're gonna talk a little bit about inbreeding too, man. We're gonna talk a little bit about inbreeding in a few minutes. What's too much and what's not enough. You know what I'm saying? What's too much and what's not enough when it comes to inbreeding. You know, but yeah, man. I was just talking about them old family Southern Reds. You know what I'm saying? Old family Southern Reds. Mellow Yellow and JD Hogg. You know what I'm saying? For most brothers, they know what JD Hogg pedigree is, and most brothers and sisters know what Mellow Yellow pedigree is. If you don't know who or what JD Hogg is, there's the dog that's on my logo that you see on the screen. You know, as well as the dog that's behind the logo on the cover back there, in between Mayday and Boomer. But you know, I'm just focused on what I'm running, man. You know, and the lines I got right now, you know, no knock to nothing nobody else doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of great dog men and great dogs out there. Man, May, what's going on? Peace to you, my brother. Peace to you. Just getting this thing warmed up, man. Talking about them old family Southern Reds. You know what I'm saying? Them Red Boy Jocko dogs. You know. Oh yeah. Panama Jack, them over there doing great. I went get some pictures for you last time, but I never did get them. I started talking about something else and never took the damn pictures. I was talking to my homeboy about something, but I'm gonna get them pictures of Panama Jack and his brother real quick. I'll probably have them on a video sometime next week or this week coming up rather. You know. Now I do want to say this, man. And I don't care about when brothers tag me in videos and none of that type of stuff. I'm not talking about talking no trash, and I'm just talking about, you know, how brothers that tag you to try to get, you know, get some of your streams or whatever. Ain't no big deal or what. I don't care about that. I know the YouTube game. I know how it go. I know what you got to do. But if you're gonna tag me, don't go to the police. Don't go to the YouTube police when I start saying stuff about you. You know, that's all I ask, man. You know, I don't care if you tag me. I don't care what you say. I never went to YouTube about any of the stuff that y'all brothers said about me, period. You know what I'm saying? Never went to the YouTube about what y'all said. I always got on my videos and respond or did what I had to do, but I never knocked what you did to try to get your money or what you did to try to knock what I was doing or whatever. I never went to YouTube about that. So all I ask is for some of y'all grown ass men out there, you know what I'm saying? I keep saying these men out here with feminine ass traits, man. Feminine ass traits. You know, I'm making sure I'm past 2 minutes so I can say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. If you gonna, you know, if you gonna at least tag me, don't go to the YouTube people on me when I respond back. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell brothers, man, switch up your game if you're in the game, because these brothers ain't built like they used to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it like that. You know, when you're dealing with brothers like some of the ones I'm talking about, but you bump into them in the streets, man, you in lost cause, man. Back in the days, I'm gonna tell you what, this is equivalent to. Back in the days, brothers are standing on the corner and with their work and call the police on you and get you off the block while they selling their shit. You know what I'm saying? Right there in front of the police or right down the street from the police. Same type of thing, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna mention the Bay, you know, just play the game fair. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I never cried when you say something about me. But let's keep this thing rolling, man. I got some more brothers in the house. Let's see. We got Riley Shirt Company in the house. Derry Oxidine. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? You know, big salute to all my ladies out there and all the bulldoggers from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Like I always say, all my UK people, man, big shouts out to you. Sister Mary, big shouts out to you wherever you at out there. You know what I'm saying? Brother Barry 187, big shout out to you, fam. Shout out to the whole South African crew. You know, shout out to the whole South African crew. But yeah, man, I wanted to really talk about just inbreeding tonight, man. Y'all can drop them pedigrees if y'all want me to look up some pedigrees as well throughout the night. You know, I won't be up here too long. Just give me a little bit of dog talk. Get in and get out, you know. Get in and get out. I always learned when we was in school, you can learn more stuff in 15 minutes than you could in, you know, that whole day of school. You know, so that's what they always say. Even though we had to go to school, in 30 minutes to an hour's time, you can learn more in that amount of time than going to that whole day. You know, so I'm about to give you some of this dog talk and we're gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Inbreeding, man. Inbreeding. When it comes to inbreeding, when it's too much, you know, do you know what to look for when you see defects in change in the dog in general? You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily mean 3 legs or missing something like that. I just mean other stuff when it comes to bad genes in that particular dog or something that's popping up bad back in that particular dog. Can you recognize it? When it comes to inbreeding, if you decide you want to do that, you know, I'm talking about stuff like smaller teeth, the body structure, the jaws, the legs, the you know, the head, the fertility, you know what I'm saying, the lack of drive or vice versa. Some might be just super crazy. Then you might get one that just, you know, or might get a little that just off, you know, and it just depends on your breeding program and your inbreeding and how you doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna talk about tonight, man. And what's too much, because sometimes brothers think too much, something is too much, and it really is not even enough yet, you know. And then as sometimes it go, you know, like I said, vice versa. Sometimes brothers don't see that it's too much, you know. So like I said, drop your opinions as we talk down in the chat. And you know, we'll just keep this thing going. I appreciate everybody that's watching or gonna be watching in the future that's not down in the chat as well, man. Oh, I do want to say this before I get deep down into it. I was posting on Facebook, I think yesterday, about the puppies that was dropping. You know, she only had one. Well, she had 2 puppies. She had one. You know, we only got one to live, and the other one was stuck in her canal or something, I believe, because she didn't ever pass the puppy all day. She had that one puppy earlier that morning, maybe like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock that morning, and she wasn't even acting like she was in labor or nothing. She was running around barking. The next thing you know, I heard a puppy in the doghouse making noise. All right. So I got her straight and everything. And you know, she ain't never had no more puppies. And then later on in the evening, I took her out to use the bathroom. And she passed another puppy out, but it was dead already. And what I'm thinking is the puppy should have been passed out. Maybe it was stuck in the channel somewhere. After it had done exited out, once they leave out the bag, they got to get aired in. So I'm thinking it was somewhere in the channel stuck while she was laying down or something, and probably been back there for a couple hours and just died in the channel. But what I'm glad is that she passed it out, because that'll kill a dog if they don't pass them puppies out and it just be sitting inside of them. So I'm glad she passed it out. Got one puppy off that. It's a female, if I'm not mistaken. She doing good with it. So we'll see how this go. Male yellow puppy's doing great. They are 2 weeks old and 2 days. 2 weeks old and 2 days on male yellow puppies. Anime should be dropping for anybody want a Malinois. Anime should be dropping anytime next week. Her due date is a couple days after Christmas, but she dropped a week earlier last year, as well as the dog BG that just dropped this one puppy. She dropped a week earlier as well. She wasn't supposed to drop till Christmas Eve, and that's calculating from my first breeding date. So them days, hey, that's why I say I hate breeding a dog more than one time. But I kind of think she threw went in labor early or something. Maybe, I don't know, because she do a lot of running around, man. That dog just I had to put in a cage to kind of calm her down, because I didn't want her to be on the chain. She just stay running, barking. And that's why I say she wasn't even in labor, because, she just popped the puppy out. But thankfully that puppy doing good, man. Thankfully that one doing good. As of right now, I don't got no pit bull puppies for sale. Like I said, hopefully Red Lady, which is JD Hogg's mother, will drop puppies in January. Maybe she'll have some, where we can sell or something like that. Some good dogs to train or go hunting with or something. But as of right now, I'll probably just have Malinois for sale, and I have a bunch of them if the Lord willing. Because Anime, I'm about to show y'all on her on a video tomorrow. Well, she looking like she done swallowed about 3 or 4 watermelons. You know what I'm saying? Looking like she about to pop. So I'm gonna show y'all her tomorrow, and get things ready for her to go ahead and drop her litter. Now, out of all the litters I got, only ones I'm worried about is Anime. You know what I'm saying? That's where that work kick in at. Them pits, I can handle them, man. Them pits be easy breezy. You know what I'm saying? Once I I always had bad luck with pit bull litters back in the days. Like going hard, them boys say I was a performer, man. Back then, I wasn't really focused on the breeding. I focused on the breeding, but I wasn't trying to master my breeding. When I say master, I mean do whatever I gotta do to make sure these puppies live. You know what I'm saying? I did somewhat what I had to do, but not everything what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? But now I got the Malinois, and I focus more on my puppies and stuff like that. And I raised 2 or 3 litters of Malinois puppies before I even start breeding my pits. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm talking about the Malinois is 150, and them pit bulls is 75 to 60. I'm talking about on a category of juiced up full time. I'm talking about puppies. What I gotta do, how much work I gotta put in to clean these cages up and all type of stuff. Man, the work ain't even started for me yet. It's about to start. When Anime drop. I gotta be ready for her, because she normally have big litters, and when I have Anime litters before I had the pit bull litters, man, like I said, them shit's easy breezy, man. They don't even move that much. They don't start moving till they get about good 3 weeks old. When I mean moving, I mean moving around a lot. At 3 weeks old, the Malinois was trying to crawl out the pen, trying to crawl out the damn pool and stuff like that. At 4 weeks old, and by the time they turn 6 weeks old, they're uncontrollable. You know what I'm saying? 8 weeks old, your average pit bull, it look like a little puppy, just a little hand puppy you can put in your pocketbook. At 8 weeks old, a Malinois, you can't put it in your pocketbook. A Malinois, a litter of Malinois at 8 weeks, which is 2 months old, will hurt a kid that's at least about 10 years old. If you let the whole litter of puppies that's 2 months old loose, a child that's at least about 10 or 11, they won't be able to be around them. You know what I'm saying? They have to be a bigger person. You know, have to be a bigger person. But yeah, man, we just talking about that inbreeding and stuff like that. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? What's too much inbreeding? Is it mama, you know, make a litter of puppies, breed a brother and sister back together, breed a brother and sister back together again? You know, I'm gonna start off with this one. I'm gonna show this pedigree and I'm gonna talk about it, which is Grand Champion Yellow pedigree. And the reason why I want to show this pedigree is because what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at how much inbreeding was did in these dogs before you got these dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna look at right this second. You know, because it's all about having a big gene pool. You know, no matter how many dogs we think we have in our gene pool, if we look back and all them dogs coming from the same dog, your gene pool is small, smaller than what you think it is. But anyway, we're talking about Grand Champion Yellow. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with yellow. Just imagine your dogs, if you got any yellow dogs or any inbred dogs, even if they're not yellow, just, and we're going to 2023 and you know, we're gonna break this thing down for a minute. All right. When it comes to yellow, we see he coming from a inbred daddy and an inbred mama off of two different lines of dogs. Okay, both dogs were inbred of the bottom side and the top side. All right, let me go back. We got both dogs inbred from the top and the bottom, but neither dog can. Okay, but now if we go back to Jackson's, we got Mayfield. Mayfield did his inbreeding before Jackson Hank was even born. Okay, now we got the inbreeding from Mayfield, which goes back to the 70s or, you know, maybe beyond or whatever, but we're gonna say the 70s. All the inbreeding he did. So think about the dogs that you got right now, you know, that you thinking, I inbred them too much. You know, look at the lines before, back in your fourth generation, second generation, third generation, or in fifth generation. Look at all them lines and see how the inbreeding was did. Not how it was did, but how much was did. You know, how much was did. Okay, you got Mayfield with his inbreeding. And that's just off Jackson's Hank. You got Chavis. Let me see. That's Red Boy Jr. right there. You got that inbreeding. You got Mayfield inbreeding, and then you got all the inbreeding from the late 90s to the early 2000s to the 2023, you know, and you just got to ask yourself, how big is your gene pool? Do you know the bad genetics in the dog if you see it? And we talking about not just reading the ped and knowing something about the ped, you know what I'm saying? Not just reading it, but knowing something about it, you know? Are you going by the ped, or are you going by the quality of the dog? You know, because both things can lead you in the, you know, well, quality of the dog can't never lead you in the wrong direction. The ped can lead you in the wrong direction. If you're getting a good quality dog, you know, that can never lead you in the wrong direction. Street Rossi, what's going on with your big bruh? And another thing, man, you know, a lot of brothers say, you know, sometimes add certain lines in it to fix certain things up. See, one thing about it, you know, back in the days when it came to fixing our line, it was nothing. We never bred to a dog for structure. You know what I'm saying? Because you was always breeding for performance, whatever type of performance or activity you had that dog in. You know, structure wasn't never a problem when it comes to at least the line I was running. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to some lines take inbreeding better than other ones. You know, and that all goes back to when you really, really pay attention to certain lines. Some lines are already more inbred than others. You know, and I don't know if they have anything to do with it. Maybe bad genes have stuff to do with it. I heard brothers say some of the Eli dogs don't take a lot of inbreeding real good. And it just kills me sometimes to hear brothers, talk about inbreeding, maybe make one litter inbred, then it may make another inbred litter. And you think that's too much when every dog in, the grandmothers and grandfathers' pedigrees are not inbred. And then you got people who got excellent dogs out there that been line bred and inbred for years and years and years and years, and they still getting great quality dogs because they breeding in the right ways. You know what I'm saying? They're not just breeding two pieces of paper together because they match, and the top dog look good on the bottom dog. They breeding two dogs because of the qualities they have. You know what I'm saying? Because of the qualities they have. Yes, sir, man. Salute to all the brothers down in the chat. Like I always say, man, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. What lines y'all bro think do better other than Red Boy Jocko? I know they do pretty good with inbreeding. Do any of y'all brothers down there got any experience with real tight inbreeding with another line of dogs? Maybe some Jeep, or I know the Red Boy do good with inbreeding. Maybe some Jeep or Eli or Bolio. Russell Shaw, what's going on, fam? Balls deep. What's going on? What's going on? Yes, sir. I got some dog talk for tonight, man. The one thing about it, I always drop the link down there. You know what I'm saying? I always drop the link down in the chat in case a brother want to get up here and talk. You know what I'm saying? In case a brother want to get up here and talk. I never hold you back. I never hold a brother back. I hope everybody ready for them holidays, man. All my brothers with young kids out there, man. That time of the year coming. That time of the year coming. Brother Street Rossi said, do I know what fish scale is? Think that's the best embryo line you can get. Yeah, man. I'm just, looking at that yellow dog, for example, I looked at, he had a lot of inbreeding in him way before the yellow was even created. And then yellow did his inbreeding. Then one of us bought dogs from off yellow them, and we did our inbreeding. And then we sell a dog to the next brother, and he do his inbreeding. So you just got to look at it like that, man. And when it comes to selective breeding, what's real selective breeding? What's the age limit on selective breeding? You got to keep a dog a certain amount of time in order to see certain things. Only thing you can really get rid of puppies, say you selective breeding off puppies and you get rid of them instantly, is if you selective breeding off color. If you selective breeding off color, then I can instantly sell you the dog, boom, boom, boom. But if you selective breeding and you're looking for one particular thing or two particular things, then you got to wait till them dogs start developing more and showing more traits and, them qualities you're looking for. Oh yeah, Balls Deep say, why I don't talk about responsibility owning these bulldogs and the importance of keeping them properly housed for safety. Yes, sir, Balls Deep. We'll talk about it right now. And that way I'll talk about everything else on my show after we get finished talking about this. You know, owning a dog, being responsible with them. I hate walking up my damn house and then seeing one of the neighbors with a damn pit bull walking loose in the street because I know, you know, these folk not responsible. Kids not made to have pit bulls all the time without an adult supervision. And I don't mean have, I mean operate, set up the cage, set up the chain setup, do all that. Kids don't know nothing about that type of stuff. Adults need to be the head of all that stuff. When I see bad owners, I just it makes me think, just that one dog, cause see, that one dog can get the dog pound on all y'all dogs. You know what I'm saying? They don't know where that dog coming from. Oh, we looking for a pit bull running loose. We looking for a pit bull running loose. Not to mention the dog can go bite somebody. Not to mention the dog can go bite somebody. I'm gonna get that out real quick. Street Rossi, I'm gonna break this one down for my brother Balls Deep real quick. You gotta be responsible with these dogs, man. Chain accidents happen when it comes to yard accidents. I'm not really talking about that type of responsibility. I'm talking about more or less. But if you got them on chains, you gotta make sure they're right. Make sure your collar's right. Make sure you got secure collars. If you got a dog that could be human aggressive, or have any type of aggression in them that can hurt somebody, you're gonna have to really take more precautions with that dog to make sure, he don't get nobody. You got to take more precautions. And that compared to a Malinois, like I always say, you don't have to worry about your average Malinois running down the street just to attack somebody. When you train a pit bull, if he get loose and he's nobody knows where he's at, he's probably gonna go bite somebody. He's probably gonna go bite somebody. And there's another thing while I'm talking about the Mals real quick, let my brothers know. If you got pit bulls and you want a Malinois puppy, this is a piece of advice real quick. Just a piece of advice. I ain't finished with that Balls Deep. I'm getting back on it. Responsibility and bad owners, but piece of advice. If you want a Malinois and you got pit bulls, you might want to keep them from around your pit bulls if you don't want your pit bulls to start adopting that Malinois mentality. If you don't want no pit bulls to start acting like that Malinois, you might want to keep them from around them. I'm talking about at least the human aggression part, because I noticed that. That's why it was so easy for Melioto to turn up like that, because she was around Marino at a young age, and Marino, he's just crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? He's just crazy as hell, and she was picking that stuff up the same way she can pick up a command, sit, stay, and all that real fast. She look at him and he barking at that person walking down the street. She don't get that from genetics. She get that from learning. You know what I'm saying? She's not genetically built to bite nobody, but she's smart. So she looking at him bark at this person. She looking at him bark at the cats. She looking at him act crazy when this go by, and she start picking up them attitudes. Yes sir. They feed off each other energy like a pack, man, and that's real. So that's why I'm telling brothers, if you decide to get one, or if you already got one, you already know that. If you decide to get one and you got a lot of pit bulls, just be careful, because they become best friends, and them jokers follow each other. They follow each other. But yeah, back to what our Balls Deep was talking about, man. Responsible owners and bad owners, being responsible with these dogs, man. That's what it's all about. If we have more responsible owners with these dogs, we'll have less situations from one side of the world to the other side of the world, especially when you got UK with the ban on the dogs, on the XL bullies. It just come back to more responsible owners. You got to handle these dogs like a loaded gun that's got the hammer cocked back if they are aggressive towards people. What I mean by that, you can't just throw it around. You got to make sure you lay it down carefully. You got to make sure you know where this thing is at all times. You know where kids at? You got to make sure you keep it far away from kids. You know, far away if it's that type of dog. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. It's not the pound's responsibility. We don't got no dog. We don't got no old school dog pound to come around and chase dogs no more. They only come around and take your dogs when they get a call. You know what I'm saying? And it's not your neighbor's responsibility, like you said. You know what I'm saying? It's your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, how responsible can you be when you got other people around you with dogs and they're not responsible? And then, you know, I mean, what are you to do? You know, you talking modern day times when you got brothers who you can't tell shit. You go to try to tell them something. Everybody want to fight. Everybody want to talk trash. Man, tie your damn dog up, man. You know what I'm saying? Tie your dog up. That's all I'm asking. You know, it's going to lead you to trouble and me to trouble or the next person in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Just because of some bullshit. The dog go bite somebody. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just responsible owners, man. And it's not just the pit bulls, it's any breed of dogs. I'll say pit bulls is more talked about because they're in the public's eyes, they're looked at as the big badass dog, when in actuality, they're far from it. You know what I'm saying? They're far from it. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? If you ask me, other than the Malinois, them type of dogs having the German Shepherd mentality, they, you know, and being so expensive that people can't afford them, and being a dog that's not as popular as the pit bull, as far as everybody got them on every corner, them dogs is, you know, can be, you know, just as bad as a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? And cause you more problems than a pit bull with the bad owners. You know, good owners gonna always do the right things when it comes to their dogs, man. That's all it is to it. You know, you just gotta be a good owner, man, and you know, stay responsible, stay on top of everything. Stay on top of everything. Oh yeah, T-Bone saying France they breed Malinois to pit bulls to give them that mouth. Hey T-Bone, we were just talking about that a couple videos back. That's the going thing, man. Them bull herders, them bull herder dogs breed the right structure pit bull with the Malinois or the Dutch Shepherd, and you get a dog, boy. Look at here, City Boy Kennels. What's going on, big dog? Salute to you, fam. Salute to you too, T-Bone. Big shout out to you, man. I was just talking about selective breeding before I got into balls deep. Question about the responsible owners, man. We was talking about selective breeding. How long did it take? Do it take? You know, it depends on what you're looking for. You might be looking for a dog with super drive. Sometimes you can see a dog drive early on in his life, 2 or 3 months. You can see him with his high drive. Well, most of the time you can tell how high, if that dog gonna have enough drive for you to do what you need to do at a young age like that. And that's why I always say, man, mess with these puppies. Mess with these puppies when they're young, because sometimes it ain't that a dog don't got no drive, it's that the dog a little shy. You know, he a little shy as to what you trying to introduce him to, you know, and the things you trying to bring him to, he not as comfortable in that environment. You know what I'm saying? You know how them yard, you know how you got yard dogs, where you got them boys, them different type cats in different cities who they don't act the same when you take them out the city. You know, they only gangsters in their hood, or they only gangsters in their yard, or they only gangsters in that one little city. Take them and put them in another state. And boy, you get a quiet boy out there, man. I done seen it, man. I done seen it, you know? And that's the same thing, man. It's the same thing, you know? Same way. Okay, now let's move on just a little tad bit. You know, we're going to keep on talking about the inbreeding and stuff like that as well. Excuse me. I want to talk about the good and the bad parts of being kennel blind. The good and the bad parts about being kennel blind. I'll take the blame for that, my brothers and sisters out there. You know, I done heard I've been kennel blind many, many times, and I don't care if they say it. And at this point in my life, while I'm trying to, you know, make names for my dogs, I'm gonna be kennel blind for them particular dogs. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk about the good parts and the bad parts about being kennel blind. Good parts about being kennel blind is, you know, you learn everything about that line. Bad part about it is you don't get to experiment and check other stuff out. You don't get to see the different flavors, all the ice cream flavors in the shop. You know, that's the bad part about it. I mean, you learn the outs and the ins when you know, got a particular, for one thing, let me make this certain. If a brother is kennel blind or a sister is what they call kennel blind, then it's something that they saw in that particular line that got them mesmerized, that got them hooked, you know, they got them hooked. So whether they see it right now in the dogs that they possess, somewhere or another they seen it and they're gonna get it again. You know, so that's one of the main reasons folk be kennel blind. You know, they done seen something and they done seen a lot of dogs, and what they seen in that particular line, you know, they just haven't seen in other particular strains, no matter how the sales pitch is, or no matter how the good structure the dog have, or good the pedigree is. They just say, yo, I'm rolling with this Eli stuff right here because this Eli stuff right here been reliable for me when I needed it to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's all there is to it. When you not kennel blind, sometimes you waste $100,000. You know, sometimes you waste $100,000 buying any and everything. You know, you'll buy so much just because. See, I'm like that. You know, I love dogs. I love all bloodlines. You know, if I got a ranch, like I said, if I hit the lottery or something, I'm just gonna have me a dog ranch where I got, you know, I'm talking about set up where people can come visit. That's why I say dog ranch, where people can come visit, because there ain't nothing to set up dog style ranch, but you just can't come visit it. I'm gonna set up one you can come visit, have all different kind of dogs set up, nice things, Bolio, Jeep, Eli, effing it this, so and so this, all of them gonna be going back to the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I like all bloodlines, man. I like all bloods, but when it comes to not being kennel blind, you know, it just, you might see another thing. Some brothers kennel blind the lines that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Brothers be kennel blind through the actual breeder. They're not even kennel blind because of the dog itself. They just fascinated on who they buying the dogs from. You know what I'm saying? They just fascinated on who they buying the dogs from. Hey, brother, Brandon Blue say, what's the next breed of dogs I would like to have? Now, I'll tell you like this, Brandon Blue, and I'm going to be honest with you and all my brothers down in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say it like this. I'm down to my last. You know what I'm saying? Once I'm done with them Malinois, I'm done. Once I'm done with them pits, I'm done. But I did say this. The way that damn Frenchie game look, money-wise, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind having about 5 or 6 of those little jokers sitting around somewhere. I can have all them in one crate. One crate and feed them all with one bag of dog food that'll last me 2 months. Feeding them about like feeding some yard chicken. Damn, damn, they can't even see the dog food coming out my damn pocket. Dog food bread. Yeah, man, but I like the mouths. I like the pits. I don't, you know, if I were to get into something like Frenchies, it'd be strictly because of the bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fascinated with the dogs. So that's why I doubt I'll actually get into it, because if I don't actually like the dogs like that, I mean, if I go to a shorty house or she got a little Frenchie or something, or my homeboys got Frenchies, you know, they nice, they cool, and I like the way they look. I just don't got the time and the patience to go by all the breeding and stuff like that. Although it's a lot of bread into it, so I ain't gonna say. That's why I said they gonna be in my 3-dog criteria if I decide to get out all the dogs. You know what I'm saying? I get a couple Frenchies, you know, just to have something. But only thing about them, you can't just go buy 2 Frenchies like how you can go buy 2 pit bulls. You might get you 2 pits for 1,000 or 2 pits for 1,500 a piece for 3. Man, them Frenchies, boy, you're gonna pay about 3,000 or 4,000 a piece. Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie. See, the dog man from brother Socrates say plenty of dog man to win the Frenchies. Hey, yeah. Cause see, one thing about the Frenchies, they still give a dog man that bull, like make you feel like you got a bulldog at least. You know what I'm saying? When you got them little Frenchies, they ain't big bulldogs, they just little ones. You know, so you still have that bulldog feeling. You still feel like you're in the game. You just got something a little bit different. You know, something a little bit different. And one thing about it, all a brother can hate on you when it comes to the Frenchies is how your dog look or whatever. Maybe he say his look better or the next brothers don't look better, or, you know, they start talking about each other's structure and stuff like that. But that pit bull game is wicked, boy. These boys do everything but the right things when it comes to these dogs. And I'm talking about the hating when it comes to these pit bulls. The thing is ridiculous, boy. That thing is ridiculous. Now I will say this when we was talking about inbreeding, you know, one thing I you know, I got a pet peeve about when it come to inbreeding is a brother and sister same litter, and I'm gonna explain why. You know, I'm with it. I did it. You know, I had a brother, and I'll say I will do it when you got the right dogs to breed with each other. You know, I did it. Great dogs came out. I didn't keep them that long. I sold them when they was puppies. All right. My thing is, you always want to get something different. You know, when you breed dogs, when you breed a brother and sister together, same litter, you getting the same thing as that brother and sister. So when you breed that brother and sister together, you need to make sure that the dad is what you want and the mother is what you want. You know what I'm saying? As far as the quality of dogs, because you getting that, you know, you getting that. You're not getting nothing different. Say, for instance, I take the daughter to the father, I'm getting something different. You know, she gonna produce different puppies than what she is because she gonna have more of the father in her. Or if I breed the son back to the mother, they're gonna produce a tad bit different, you know. And then, you know, it just go like that. Then you got cousins, aunts, and uncles, and nephews, and stuff like that. But one thing about it, it's been some great dogs produced off little mate brothers and sisters. I'm talking about historical dogs produced off little mate brothers and sister breedings. So you can never say nothing about a brother and sister breeding. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about my own particular preferences. You know, and then the words I'm saying about the reason why I don't actually like to do brother and sister little mate breeding all the time, you know, unless I have to, or unless some particular reason, you know, it's just because of that one particular reason. It's not the defects. You know, I never had a dog. I know some brothers that told me they had a lot of defects with dogs. And I know brothers who haven't been inbreeding their dogs that long and got more defected dogs than brothers that been inbreeding for 20 years. So, you know, it just, everybody got different preferences. One thing about it, you gotta let these dogs, you know, let these dogs grow up. We're in new generations now. We just can't keep worried about the old stuff, like I always say. You know, we got to make our stuff rock for with our names on it, you know, for the positive side of this breed. Because if all my brothers can't see, you know, it's so much negative going on out there in that pit bull game, man. I'm talking about that the regular person don't even see what's going on. Regular people that's going about their regular days in life with no dogs, they don't see all that stuff that's going on. So that's why it's gonna be kind of hard for brothers to cry out for help, because the regular people don't see that stuff. You know, only people with dogs see all that stuff that's going on, you know, with the dogs. And then you got some regular people that pay attention, you know, to certain things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Oh, I do want to touch up on this real quick. When you got a lot of dog that's really heavy inbred, I would get some sperm off of them. I don't mean get sperm off of them like save the sperm. I mean get the sperm off of him just to make sure he's got good living sperm. You know, because that's one thing that comes from a lot of inbreeding. Not one brother and sister, not two brothers and sisters, litters. We talking about a lot, and we talking about a lot close. You ain't even going to cousins and uncles and stuff. You're going straight to brother and sister, daddy, something like that. And we talking about at least 10 years worth of it. You know, start getting the sperm, get you a microscope. You can order a microscope from anywhere for the low. You know, you get the sperm off the dog and put it on one of them little slabs, put it up under the microscope, and then you can see the little things wiggling in there. You know, or you trying to see if you got live sperm or your sperm cells dead. And you know, it might not be important to some brothers, but it's just something to have in your, because I seen a dog, you know, and this, I'm glad I was trying to breed with my female a little while ago, you know, a couple years back, trying to breed with my female. He wouldn't get stuck because, you know, he was acting crazy. And I'm glad he didn't, because we try to AI breed him. If he would have got stuck naturally, then I would have been I wouldn't have had no puppies. I didn't have no puppies anyway, but I wouldn't have had no puppies because when we try to do the AI breeding, and you know how you're holding the dog inside of the bag, we come to find out the dog didn't release any sperm at all. So if we'd have bred that dog, he'd have been hooked onto the female and wouldn't have been shooting no sperm into the dog. Now, that's not what a fertile dog do. Fertile dogs shoot sperm. I mean, a dog that's sterile, he'd shoot sperm out, but it'd be dead sperm. Some particular reason, that particular dog, which was an inbred dog, didn't shoot no sperm out. I'm talking about not one single drop. I looked in the bag, I'm talking about, I'm not even exaggerating. If I could have found one drop in there, I'd give anybody in the chat $10 right now. Man, it wasn't not one drop of fluid in the bag. So I always advise brothers just to do one little check, just to make sure. Now, if you hitting, you good, you know. But it still don't ever hurt to check your sperm, you know, and make sure, especially when you're getting them older dogs or dogs that you play with them steroids and all that type of stuff with, or dogs that's coming down off people that play with steroids, because y'all brothers might not be the one that did it, but your partner that you got the dogs from did a lot of playing with it. So now you need to know, just something to check. You know what I'm saying? Because the brothers that's ahead of the game is the brothers that check all the stuff that matters to their dogs, like the blood count. The brothers that check the blood count when they go to the keeps and all that stuff. Like Home of the Nanny Dog, salute to you, fam. Appreciate you dropping in, big dog. Appreciate you dropping in. Docious my Dougie. What's going on, bro? But yeah, man. That sperm count, man. That sperm count in them dogs. You know, got to keep that thing. And like I said, the microscopes, they cheap. All this technology and all this stuff that's going on these days, all that stuff cheap, man. Even down to the saving the sperm, getting your sperm for your dog and saving it, man. Y'all go right online and get y'all own machine, get your own sperm and save it. You know what I'm saying? All y'all brothers and sisters are smart enough to work the machines, get your sperm off your dog and save it. You know what I'm saying? It just sometimes it get easier to take it to the vet and get the vet to withdraw it and just save it over. Once they get it, that's the most expensive part. It ain't nothing but $50 or $60, $100 at the most, $75 a year, you know, just to save your sperm and the vet, you know, whatever vet you're using. So that's not really a bad idea. But if you want to have it all the time, you know, order your own little cylinder, your own little liquid nitrogen cylinder, and save your own sperm. Oh yeah. Now, being that I was talking about the spermless dog, another thing I want to touch up on, stressing these dogs out too much will cause them to have health problems as well. You know, and I'm not just talking about old school fighting, talking about doing too much activities that they don't like. You know, it's not necessarily they don't like, just something that's putting a lot of stress on them. You know, doing it too much at an early age. And I gotta just say it. You know, back in the days, I'd have been talking about fighting. You know what I'm saying? Doing too much of that stuff, too much. Not letting the dog heal up. You know, and that goes back to Balls Deep say, responsible owners. In that way, back in the days, you know, not the kind of responsible owners we talk about now, you know, but not letting the dog heal up, now when it come to breed, the dog sperm count and everything all ruined up. And that goes back to what I tell my brothers about Balbesia. You know, you take these dogs out there, you want to school them against any Tom, Dick, and Harry, all your homeboys taking dogs out, and they didn't school them against any Tom, Dick, and Harry and they homeboys. Now, your dogs, that's what we call dirty dogs. I don't mean your dog got a lick of dirt on. Your dog can look pretty as a mug, coat shiny, teeth pretty, but he's what called a dirty dog. He done been touched in that circuit. You know what I'm saying? He done been touched by a dog that been touched by a dog that been touched by a dog in the circuit. That's what we call a dirty dog. You know, a clean dog, like I said before, I'm gonna repeat from last time. A dog that you have, or a dog that you know for a fact that's only touched dogs that only touch the yard dogs, or the dogs that haven't been touched by the outside yet. You know, about like damn Walking Dead, you know, the zombies. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play with them dogs with them folk who ain't been bit yet. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know your dog got balbesia. Boy, you think you got a healthy dog? I'm telling you, that thing will drop in on your ass. You'll catch balbesia when your dog's 7 months, 8 months old with all that playing. That balbesia won't kick in on your dog till it get a year and a half, going on 2 years old. When you put a keep on them, I told you, that balbesia only gonna jump on you when you put a keep on them. When you start stressing them out, you start getting in other, you start stressing them. And boy, that balbesia jump on you, got a forfeit, or you got, oh man, I gotta call you back and give y'all boys the forfeit money. This motherfucker ain't eating no. Nah, it's damn 2 or 3 weeks in the keep. This motherfucker won't eat. He ain't acting like he got all that much energy. He ain't acting sick. You know what I'm saying? His stool's still good. You know, they don't mess their stool up. They just get white gums. The energy level go down. And it always happen at the wrong damn time. Oh yeah. Hey, Dose is my Dougie. One thing my brothers better realize, don't never worry about hurting your friends' feelings. If they got dogs and you want your dogs, you know, sometimes you got to tell brothers, you know, have a pair of shoes for brothers to wear when they come to your yard. You know what I'm saying? Because I know brothers used to make us take our shoes off when we came in his house. You know, matter of fact, Crossroad Kennels. Every time we came to Crossroad House and he had the Mayday dog in there, I want to say her name was Nene. Every time we went in there, even when she wasn't in there, take your shoes off. You know, Parvo travel. Your shoes look like they ain't got nothing on it. No shit, no nothing. That Parvo and all that stuff, whatever you got, Cox Cities and all that stuff travel on your shoes. And now you done bought all that stuff. All that stuff you bought on the bottom of them Jordans you got. Them $500 sneakers you rocking. You know, them $500 sneakers you rocking bought me damn $4,000 or $5,000 worth of bills. So yeah, man, sometimes, you know, you just gotta know the brothers that's coming to your yard. That's another reason brothers stop having yard tours. So many brothers got dogs these days, and a brother not gonna tell you if he got a dog with Parvo in his yard. He'll come right there and visit your yard. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking he doing no harm. And now a couple of your dogs catch that shit. You know, that Parvo is unpredictable. That shit'll travel on your clothes, all kind of stuff. You don't tell how that Parvo travel. Every other 6 months, they coming up with a new strain of Parvo. You know? So, like the brother said down in the chat, man. Yeah, brothers has got to stay up on the yards. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, stay up on them, man. Stay up on them. Stay up on them. Because that shit, like that brother say, boy, once you get that stuff on your yard, boy, it's hard to get it off. It's hard to get it off. I think I'm talking about Parvo and Cox Cities. Shit hard to get off. You got to go to bleaching and moving and rearranging, and man, listen here. Y'all just do what you got to do, man. One good thing about it is getting cold out there, so that'll keep germs down a little bit better. You know, that'll keep germs down a little bit better. But Jack Frost come through and wipe all of them out when they ain't up to par. When they ain't up to par, Jack Frost will come through and wipe them all out. Big shouts out to my brothers up north, where that snow probably dropping. You know, we still down south with that weather going back and forth from 30, from barely freezing 30, which is about 32, I think it is, barely freezing to 70 degrees. We keep going back and forth, back and forth. That's why I was sick a couple weeks ago, man. Back and forth, back and forth. You know, got to come out there on days that it's warm, you know, kind of with your jacket still on. Yes, sir. 3 C's, what's going on with you? Salute to you, fam. Oh, salute to all the brothers out there, man. All the dog channels. I'm getting to all that. Jordan 318, man. Salute to you. Jordan 318 say, then daddy to granddaughter, then great granddaughter, then go out. Now, let me ask you this. Since we talking about that real quick, I was reading your comment, Jordan. What y'all think about going out? Because see, I came up with brothers. See, I learned from, you know, you learn from the good stuff that the dog brothers you be around, and you learn from the bad stuff that they be around. Some of the stuff that I learned that was good, that I felt like was good is I ain't going out to no other studs. You know, I'm not going out to another stud. My studs is my studs. If I go out, it's gonna be through a female. Somehow or another, I'm getting another female to bring into my program. You know, my studs is my studs. You know, and everybody have different ways they go about it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ways is right. Just see who can make the best bulldogs out here. That's all we trying to do. Compete to make the best bulldogs. You know. Socrates say hookworms are hard to get rid of too. Yep, you right about that. One of my brothers, I talked to one of my brothers there. I don't remember who it was I talked to. My brother up north. He was asking me about the valve basing stuff for the worms. Any of y'all brothers down in the chat use that valve basing stuff for the worms, and is it pretty good? He was asking about that. I never used it, but I know some brothers that did use it, but I haven't talked to them yet. You know, valve basing or something like that. It's spelled with a V. I haven't used none of that stuff. But don't forget to hit that like button, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. I got some news coming in a minute. You know, I keep giving you that news, and we're gonna keep giving you that dog talk. But one thing I do want to say, inbreeding, man, you know the crazy part about it, how crazy nature is, you know, and the great Lord created these animals, these wild animals, to the point where they don't inbreed. You know, every now and then something happens, but I looked it up to the point where male lions are forced out the pack, forced from the pride at adolescent age. You know, so it's no inbreeding going on. And only thing I seen, even monkeys, the females are forced out at a young age. You know, and it's just the way nature works. You would think the daddy just keep fucking and keep doing this and back to back, you know, and you know, it don't work that way. You know, the brothers gonna hit the sisters and all that because they over there chilling and eating together and stuff like that. And it don't work that way, man. And it, you know, maybe sometimes we need to follow nature, man. Go back to what nature is, the way nature do it when it comes to these dogs. We got so far off track when it comes to this breeding, when it comes to great genetics. You know what I'm saying? All we just do is line, inbreed, line, inbreeding. You know what I'm saying? We might have to go back to nature, man, to a point where we just everything out and getting you some great dogs. You know, I don't know, man. I know they'll be more healthier, you know, and because it's a fact that the bigger the gene pool is, the healthier your dogs, the healthier your puppies is, as well as your dogs. The bigger the gene pool is. Now, I'm gonna use my dogs as an example. JD Hog, Mellow Yellow. That gene pool ain't real big. That gene pool is not real big. When I say that is because, yeah, JD Hog is not physically kin to Mellow Yellow, but if you go back to JD Hog's ancestors, which is Mayday, and Mellow Yellow ancestors, which is Big John, is half brothers. You know, even though you got to go back 30 years to see them, and they family never crossed each other until now on this particular breeding I made. You know, with my dogs, everybody made their own breed. I'm talking with these. You know, it's like, although they're not kin, the gene pool is not super big because it still goes back to Mayday and Yellow. Still goes back to Red Boy and Jocko. You know, in order for a brother to say they got a real big gene pool, he need to have dogs that's coming off of no dogs that's kin to each other throughout them pedigrees. And I ain't talking about first, second generation. I'm talking about when it start getting into the Mayfield years. These dogs still can't be kin to each other. Then you start talking about how your gene pool a little bit bigger because you got dogs that ain't coming off none of that Mayfield stuff, you know, none of that Tudors Dabo stuff, none of that other stuff. The dogs got other genetics in them, you know, and that shit carried down, you know, and that's, you know, I think you can get some great dogs like that, man. You know, we might have to go back that system. You know, the thing is to see who's gonna be the first one to do it. Like the first brother to run in and take that punch. When you jump at somebody got to be the first one to take that punch. That man might be a knockout artist and knock your ass out and wait for the rest of them. But yeah, man, let me see what Brother Socrates talking about right here with the, let's see. I can't pronounce that word right there. There's a D word. Earth can eliminate round worms, hookworms, pinworms. put it up on the screen so brothers can see it. Anybody need to know? Hey, appreciate that, Brandon Blue, man. Appreciate that. Hanzo, what's going on? What's going on? Yes, sir, man. Way more healthier. The dogs with that's why we always have made them statements that the mutts live, they don't die. You don't gotta worm them, you don't gotta eight weigh them, you don't gotta do nothing when it comes to them mixed breed mongrel dogs. You just put them outside and they'll find a place to have their puppies and they won't die. And they'll come around and they'll grow, because their gene pool is just big. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is to it. That inbreeding with them pit bulls is what causes our dogs to do the things they do. And it don't necessarily even have to be your inbreeding. It could be inbreeding that was done 20 years before you even got to the dog. It's just the pit bull in general. All the pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? All of them. Now, when it comes to them staffs, I be talking about them staffs and stuff like that. I don't know how the brothers and sisters do the breedings when it come to that stuff. But if you're not interested in papers and stuff like that, you probably could throw something like that in your dog, to get the gene pool open up to a whole nother system of dogs. You know what I'm saying? And shit, you probably had them pits that never die. Pits you don't got to shoot with wormer and shoot. You don't got to do nothing to them. Nothing but shoot them up. Make sure they got their first shots. And they still going to be living. It just, I guess, making the gene pool big as you can make it, man. Big as you can make it. Now, let's get into a little bit of dog news, man. I'm an hour in this thing, man. We just getting warmed up. Let's get into a little bit of dog news real quick. Real quick. We got a Washington County worker locked up. Washington County worker locked up. Yeah, let's get into it.
Channel 11 was there as a county official was taken to a magistrate's office charged with animal cruelty. You might remember last week police searched the home of a Washington County controller, April Sloan.
And today she was arrested. Channel 11's Talia Kirkland is live tonight in North Strabane with the late-breaking developments. Talia.
Lisa, just 1 week after she admitted to starving her dog to death and then leaving its body in the basement, the Washington County controller was arrested and walked inside of this magistrate's office. We were the only crews here as she was taken into custody. Did you neglect your dog? Do you have any remorse for what you did? This is an exclusive video of April Sloan, the Washington County controller, with her head buried into her sweater and hands cuffed in front of her. This afternoon, she was silent as she walked into the magistrate's office to face a judge for the first time, after police received an animal neglect tip and pictures of Sloan's dog in deplorable conditions. According to the criminal complaint, Sloan admitted to investigators that she neglected the animal, but changed her story when asked where the dog's body was. First saying it was buried on a friend's farm, then finally admitting she had left it in the basement for days. We were the only station there last week as officers searched Sloan's home. We blurred the video as they carried the dog's body wrapped in trash bags out of the house. An autopsy found the dog weighed only 20 pounds at the time of its death, when it should have weighed at least 40 pounds. The report also revealed the dog had 0% body fat and had been starved to death, stating it had no underlying medical conditions or any other signs of injury. Our camera was rolling as police took Sloan to jail this afternoon after a judge charged her with 2 felonies of animal cruelty and torture. Now, Sloan's preliminary hearing is scheduled for next week, December 19th. Live here in North Strabane, I'm Talia Kirkland, Channel 11 News.
There you have it. We got a Washington County worker. Like I always say, I give you that news, man. I give you that news. County worker mistreating them animals. The people that we put our trust into. Hey, brother Edward Johnson say, does them turtle buster lines still exist? I don't know, man, but when I tell you what, boy, I know some brothers that represent that turtle buster stuff. You know what I'm saying? They love it, and they say there's some great dogs out there. But ones I had, man, listen here. Boy, them things right there, Them things, them turtle buster dogs I had. See, I think my turtle buster dogs wasn't really turtle buster. That's what I'm thinking. You know, they just told me my shit was turtle buster, but he probably had turtle buster one time in the 4th generation, and they told me that. You know, I ain't had no papers on them. They just told me that. You know, but yeah, Home and Daddy Dog said, yeah, they still exist. I think they still out there, man. You just gotta look for the brother. You know, on Facebook, it shouldn't be hard to find them turtle buster stuff. What I did when with Sambo offspring, how I found the brothers who got some of his offspring, I just went in his offspring, check the next offspring, see who had offspring from them dogs, go to Turtle Buster, just check his offspring, check the siblings, the grandkids' offspring, then check the next one. Just keep going down till you get closer and closer. Keep staying on the one that you know bred the way you want it till you get closer and closer. Jeep Red Boy Rascal, what's going on? What's going on with you? You said y'all have it with the Benedict blood. That thing doing pretty good like that, acting wise. Turtle Buster and Benedict. I like that Benedict dog. That Benedict stuff. I never had none of it myself. You know, I always like certain dogs just off the picture. Hell, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. You know, certain dogs that I ain't never had none of that stuff. Like I say, 357. I always liked him since the 90s. That Benedict stuff. Yeah, I like it. I've been like that stuff. Always like that stuff. Never had none of it though. Hi, Keith Lee. Salute to you, fam. Appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate you dropping in. Now, you know when I give you that news, man, I know I like to give it to you. But this next one I'm about to show y'all, brothers and sisters, we got a nut. We got a nut on the loose, but he ain't on the loose now. He done been locked up. You know what I'm saying? Taking dogs, swinging them above his head like a helicopter while they on the leash. You know, until somebody saw his ass and locked his ass up. So let's get into that. PBK9 dog news. You know where you heard it first. Fair and unbiased.
A disturbing and disgusting case of animal abuse on Long Island. Police say this man, 21-year-old Andrew Lorendi, was caught on camera swinging dogs above his head on their leashes and then just letting them fall to the ground.
This afternoon, he faces charges of animal cruelty and torturing or injuring an animal. But investigators now want to know if the abuse was even more widespread, involving additional pets.
Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles is in the newsroom with the story. Darla.
Michelle and David, investigators say Lorendi is clearly seen on surveillance video abusing small dogs and recording himself doing so. They have not released that video, saying it is so difficult to watch, it would probably be too graphic to show on TV anyway.
So that's Bentley, and he's been coming here for about 2 years since we got him.
Bentley spends his Tuesdays and Thursdays at Pollywood Dog Daycare, boarding and grooming in Massapequa, where the owners are looking into what they say is an isolated case of abuse.
We are as devastated by these findings as everyone else in the community has been.
Investigators say 21-year-old Andrew Lorendi violently abused dogs in his care while working at the Chestnut Street Doggy Daycare on Saturday. His own boss reporting him to police after a pet parent took their fur baby home and realized it was hurt.
They noticed that the dog had been limping, and we identified on video camera that there was an incident which the dog was on a leash and had been swung in the air and back on the ground.
Disturbing and graphic video now in the hands of investigators.
To see somebody pick up an animal and twirl it over their head and toss it down a hallway multiple times with no regard to it.
Pet owners expressing their outrage on our Facebook page. One writing, "Can we swing him by a leash? I think we should let him know how it feels." Another reads, "If he would do it to a dog, he would do it to a child." And then there's this one that says, "Jail isn't enough."
This violent act towards an animal is a precursor to other violent crimes.
Lorendi, hired 6 months ago, did pass a background check. He was fired immediately.
I'm shocked to hear about this, honestly.
Now, owners of the doggy daycare say additional members from their HR team will be arriving today to conduct a full-blown investigation. They'll be interviewing co-workers, and this investigation may also include reviewing other surveillance video to determine if there were any other incidents of dogs being abused. The dogs involved in this incident are all being evaluated by a vet, and the company is covering all the cost. Michelle?
All right, I got some more news for you, but we're going to keep talking a little bit of dog talk first, you know what I'm saying? Especially about them genes and stuff. Because, see, once you lose them genes and all that inbreeding and certain things, you're not going to get them back, you know? Once you lose certain things, you're not going to get them back unless you introduce something new into your program that has the particular genes, you know? So just always remember, man, everybody, we all got to remember, you know, the bigger the gene pool, the better and more healthy the dogs. Hold up for a second, my brothers. I'm back. I had to plug up my computer. I didn't even notice my computer wasn't plugged up. I was about to go dead on y'all, went black out. Y'all wouldn't know where I went at. I want to send a big shout out to all the doggers, man, that's breeding them dogs to compete with any dog when it comes to activity or competition. See, some brothers breed and they got to hand pick stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers breed and they ain't confident. They can't go out and just step out there and just compete with any dog. They got to go look for Jim over there who don't really know about dogs like that and compete with him, or they got to go compete with a lower level, what they consider, what they might not consider a lower level, but they just can't go out there, you know, and that's because the way they breeding the dogs, you know what I'm saying? The way they breeding the dogs. And like I always say, when you start with mediocre, you're going to still have mediocre, you know what I'm saying? And that's why some brothers always say, what's a fast lane bulldog? It's not really about a fast lane bulldog. It's about some dogs is not on some other dogs' levels. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. You know, you can have a dog that you done bred up great and you done had it for years, but then you put it on one of these strainer dogs and it just look like it ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Just get wiped out like it ain't nothing. And just, you know, different breeding, man. Different breeding. Some brothers breeding compete. Some brothers breeding the sell puppies, you know, which ain't nothing wrong with that or whatever, but, you know, just different purposes. Everybody got their own purpose. Now, I want to talk about this. When it comes to these dogs, okay, I'm going to use Merino, for example, with the working dogs. Okay, now I can find balls deep. You still in there, my brother? I can find the most responsible breeder, the most responsible dog owner in the world and give them puppies off Merino, right? And I can give them to them, or I can sell them to them cheap. But the thing is, the kind of dogs Merino them is, working dogs, and if I want to attract those kind of people that train those kind of dogs, then I got to get those kind of dogs in responsible, great dog owners' hands that does that kind of work. You know, I can get them to like my aunt. I can give my aunt one. I can give my mama one. And they all be like, oh, we love these dogs. But those aren't the people that needs to know about those kind of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Those aren't the people that need to know about those kind of dogs. The police department need to know about them dogs. Them brothers out there training for IPO need to know about them dogs. The brothers training for protection need to know about them dogs. These other kind of sisters need to know about the dogs. All doing that kind of shuts and work and stuff. But see, my dogs getting taken care of and they big, but the brothers in the IPO, they don't know what I'm breeding because I'm selling my dogs to the wrong genre of people. Even though they're good, responsible owners, they aren't the kind of people that's going to make my dog known, you know what I'm saying, in that way. You know, now if I'm selling my dogs to the brothers who doing IPO shuts and all that type of work, and they getting them dogs, I'm talking responsible owners, and they getting them dogs of the work community, you know what I'm saying? That Hurst got them dogs, man. They coming right. They know they doing that work right. You know, the word to get around because I'm getting them to the right people. It's two things we got to do when we get these dogs out. You got to get them to the right people, and the right people doing whatever activity you doing that so your dog can sell. And I'm talking all legal purposes. You know what I'm saying? All legal activities. We ain't talking about nothing illegal. Out of stuff, what's going on, man? I ain't sure man or a lady, but what's going on? The Taurus, Nefarious 13. What's going on? What's going on? Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody for dropping in tonight, man. Yes. We get a little bit of dog talk off. Still got some more news. Oh, I do want to send a big salute to brother J Bo Dogman TV, Fat Bill, Samurai Kennel, brother Tony Montana, Going Hard, Triple J, to the whole bully gang, Boat Cutter, 7-8, Battlebred Canines, all y'all brothers, man, and any brother that I left off, home and a nanny dog, salute to you, fam. You down in the chat, I gotta say salute to you. You know, yes, sir. And all the dog men that's making positive moves when it comes to these dogs, man. You know, it's a million other things you could be doing. You know, it's a million other things you could be doing, but the only thing gonna last is when you're doing something right with these dogs, you know. Now, to my young brothers, keep this in mind, my young brothers, 19, 18. The earlier you get in them shows, man, by the time, say if you 19 now, 18 now, 20 now, you get in them shows now, by the time you 30, man, you be the man out there. You know what I'm saying? And young buck, I'm talking about young buck in the game, everybody know you. It's about politicking. You know what I'm saying? Them things like swap meets. You know, everybody you meet that's a good, a good brother or a good sister is just, one good person to have on your side when it comes to these dogs. You know what I'm saying? It's like you meet a whole nother community to the, brothers who trying to do things right. I hear in these Facebook, I on YouTube and stuff, you never can tell who trying to do right or who trying to do wrong. But when you dealing with them shows and that type of stuff, them type of activities, everybody out there for the same reason you out there for, to win and to have fun. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell my young brothers for sure, man, y'all go ahead and start locking that game down right now. By the time y'all get 30, 40, 50, you know what I'm saying? You have 10, 15 years in that reign, and I promise you, if you got a champion or if you got a grand champion in that show, you're going to make just as much money. You're going to make more money, like I said before, long-term money, solid money, than a dog that done made champion or grand champion in this modern day dog world. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to have to be on the under. While you in every magazine, while you posting everywhere, posting your ribbons, posting your trophies, they know you got a show dog, but it is what it is. That show dog word is just a word. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, just a word. Brothers, a dog gonna compete wherever you want him to compete at. It's just about wherever you want him to compete at. That same dog that you want to compete chasing a bull down, he can compete in a show. He can compete in weight pulling. He can compete in hog hunting. He can be trained. He can be whatever you want him to be. It just depends on what you're trying to do with that dog. And our whole point, when we're doing these videos and these shows, is to let the public know that everybody don't think the same. Everybody with a pit bull not trying to fight them. Everybody with a treadmill is not trying to fight their dog. Everybody with breaking sticks ain't trying to fight them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody with flirt poles and all that type of stuff not trying to fight their dogs. One of the purposes is the channel. You know what I'm saying? Now, do you really like that blood? Do you really like that blood? Now, you probably got homeboys who like the Floyd, Eli stuff. Excuse me. You got homeboys who like the Floyd, Eli stuff, or homeboys who like the Jeep stuff, and they'll try to push it on you. They'll try to, and they might show you some good dogs. But do you really like that stuff? You know, do you really like the tab stuff? Do you really like the Gaston Boy stuff that your homeboy like, you know, high on? You know, when you find your line, you will see that dream. You know, brother Hikey Lee, he ain't gonna understand what I see in them Eli dogs. It's something I see in them. You know, brother Nanny Dog, he ain't gonna understand. He like Hurst like them. He like them Eli dogs, but you know, he ain't gonna. Only you gonna understand your dream when you find a line of dogs that you like. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the brother that's selling you the dogs, you know, he gonna act like he understand it, but you just gotta take, you know, whatever you got on your yard and run it. You know, and only you gonna see what you see. You know, and that goes back to the blueprint. That's why I always say about the blueprint to dogs, blueprint to certain lines. Man, you'll never know what the blueprint is to these brothers that started these lines. You'll never know what the blueprint is to Big John. You'll never know what the blueprint is to Yellow, or the blueprint is to this, or the blueprint was to that. Because you don't know why these brothers made these particular breedings. We see it on the paper, but the paper don't say what that dog was, the mother and the daddy, why they bred them dogs. You know, we can only go by a story. Sometimes we don't even got a story for the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we don't even got a story. We don't know if they bred them dogs because they had good structure, because they had big teeth, because they had a good long face, a good long body with good long lungs. We don't know why they bred them dogs with them dogs. You know, we just see it on the paper. So when we look at it and we think we know the blueprint, we don't. Only you gonna know your dream. Only you gonna know your blueprint, no matter how the next person feel like they might know it, or they can dissect it and figure it out. Only you seeing them dogs that you bred to make this and make that and make this and make that. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing your thing and learn things about the line that you running. The more things you can learn about that line, the more you learn the good and you learn the bad stuff about it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. I had to stop talking, man. Oh, hell to the no. I had to hold up, man.
Fuck the 80s. Fuck y'all talking about fuck the 80s.
Hey man, hold up, man. My boy Edward Johnson just dropped. He's a Turtle Buster and Red Devil. Now Turtle Buster, he all right, but damn boy, you know Red Devil on our hot seat right now. Well, you know Red Devil on the hot seat. So there's some great Red Devil dogs out there, man. There's some great Red Devil dogs out there. I just be messing with the Red Devil boys. I give y'all the knowledge I can find from it. You know, you run with it, do what you want to with it. You know, all it is at the end of the day now for us is a story, man. This shit don't make no difference to none of us now because this is too far gone along the way. Red Devil name was Sandy, Randy, and Candy. You know, it don't make no difference what it was right now or what kind of dog it was right now. Brothers that made them corrections, brothers that made them breedings. It is what it is. You know, we 30, 40 years down the line, man. You know, any brother who got Red Devil dogs, you'll be a damn fool to take any of that stuff that we say about Red Devil and get rid of your dogs about it. You know, you'll be a damn fool to do that. You know, Uncle Willie, what's going on? Salute to you, fam. You'll be a fool to get rid of your Red Devil dogs because of what we talking about in 2023. I'm gonna tell you why. The damn it, half our dogs, probably 75% of our dogs ain't offered none of that shit. We don't damn know. All we know is the damn papers, man. All we can go by is the damn papers. You know, it's just that Red Devil proof came out. A lot of these dogs, the proof ain't out. You know what I'm saying? We got brothers that's about to start coming out telling more proof for some of these other dogs. You know, but Turtle Buster, man, I just don't know. I gotta get a brother to get up here and talk about them Turtle Buster dogs, man, because I'll make a brother not want to buy that stuff, man, because, you know, I don't know enough about it. And the ones I had underbite, and the motherfuckers, I was wondering, was it damn pit bulls? Not because of how they look, because of how they act. Now the dang bit of dang on spunk in them. They had no spunk in them, man. The ones I had, that's why I say I think I had fake Turtle Buster, bootleg. Hey, I had the bootleg Turtle Buster, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Every line of dogs got the bootleg ones. You know, back when I was young, I had a Kobe dog. You know, I ain't had no papers on it. She told me it was Kobe. So it could have been Kobe, but as of right now, I had to go as bootleg. You know what I'm saying? Had to go as, but it don't hurt to have bootleg dogs, man. Same way a brother could take a pair of bootleg shoes and rock them shits, and you never know. And you've been rocking them shits all in the early 2000s. You just try to act like now like they out of style. You've been every man riding around with a trunk full of bootleg shoes. You've been looking for them. Let me get these, y'all. Let me get that. Let me get them. Just the time and the air went out. See, y'all young boys don't know about that stuff right there. No, y'all think y'all high solidity and all that. We were getting them Jordan for $15, $20, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, probably about $40. I think it was low, about $30, $40, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you had that Turtle Buster in the early 90s and Red Devil? Now, you said the key word, Edward, early 90. Early 90, my brother, your Red Devil probably was legit. Your Red Devil probably legit. See, we talking about that Red Devil them boys got that was still producing in 2000. In 99, like 2000, somewhere around that area, 2001. His name ain't Red Devil, he the Red Dibble. The Red Dipper. Ted was still breeding them 10 years after the Red Devil was gone, he was still breeding Red Devil. So that's why he's such a major player when it comes to us talking about the bootleg dogs. You know, right now, Red Devil leading the bootleg stuff. He the top king bootleg. Oh, you talking about raw Red Devil. Okay. I got you, Johnson. I got you, Edward. You talking about Ross Red Devil and Turtle Buster. That's about like that old family red nose, ain't it? That's about what that is, ain't it? Yeah, that might have been some nice stuff there now. That might have been some nice stuff. I like that Ross Red Devil. Even though I'm kind of too young, I ain't really had none of that stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I wasn't blessed to be staying in the area I stayed at, I wouldn't be talking about some of the dogs I talk about because I'm too young to be talking about some of the people I talk about, only because I'm in the area, you know, where folk was at. You know, if I wasn't in that area, my age, I wouldn't be able to talk about certain things, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the certain dog brothers that's been out there already. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing I will say to all my brothers and sisters out there that's listening and down in the chat, you can't be Tudor, and I'll be damned you can't be Don Mayfield. Them boys passing and gone, but you can be rich when it comes to these dogs. You know what I'm saying? You can be rich when it comes to these dogs. You can make a whole lot more money than they made. You know, when it comes to these dogs, you just got to do the right thing, man. You just got to do the right thing. I want you to go to sleep dreaming about me saying, do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Do the right thing, my brother. You know, because every brother that I don't see in the chat that might be here 6 months and I don't see no more, you know, it's two things that can happen. He can decide he don't like the channel enough right now and don't want to look at it right now. Or something can happen to him in his real life that he can't come back to the chat. You know, I think about all that stuff. Like when I see brothers that's not there, that's why I say if my brother Liquid Lucky out there, even if he in Brother Going Hard or brother Buck City or any of them brothers, even if he in any of them things, tell him I say what up, because that's my folk, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't seen them in a while, you know? And I think about stuff that could be happening in real life to make a brother not show up, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Brothers get locked up, brothers get killed, brothers get sick, everything. Brothers get in hard times, anything, man. You know, so I like to try to keep in touch with some of my brothers that be here every night when I go live, and every time when I go live, I drop videos or drop the premieres and stuff like that, man. So if Liquid out there, you seen Liquid, you know what I'm saying? Tell him to send me a shout out or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Or just let me know he all right, you know. I ain't tripping if you know checking them other boys' channels out, or maybe I said something you ain't like or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on that. I just try to make sure you're all right, though. You know, make sure you're all right. You know, I want to say, man, I want to say this right here, right? I'm going to left field. You know I always go left field every now and then. All right. If the best boxer, we talking about boxers right now, right? Fighters, boxers. If the best boxer is the one who sell the most tickets, then wouldn't Jake Paul be in the top three? Top three all-time boxers right now. I'm talking about that's boxing right now. If we go to say the one who bringing in the most money is the best fighter, Wouldn't we have to add Jake Paul in that scenario? Jake Paul sell more tickets than half the fighters out there. And you got to put him in the top three, I'm going to say top three, the top five when it comes to ticket sales, right about now when it comes to all boxers. I'm going to put to be real about it, I'm going to say top 10. We include all heavyweight and everybody. Jake Paul got to be in there. So my point of using that example is we all know he's not on their level, but ticket sales show he is on their level. Bread will fool you, you know. It ain't all about the money. It's about these dogs when it comes to these dogs. You know what I'm saying? You got to set that money thing to this side and look to the qualities of the dogs that you got, you know, and they'll bring the bread in. The money will come, you know what I'm saying? The money will come when it's a good dog. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people bank on the pedigrees, but banking on the pedigrees only leads to the fucking damn you being unhappy and failure. You know, banking on the pedigrees. You better off banking on a dog with the worst pedigrees you ever seen for looking at them. But if that dog a good dog and you breed them dogs, you're going to get some good dogs. You know what I'm saying? You might can't post them on Facebook without posting no pictures of the dog himself. See, some brothers, you can just post a picture of the damn pedigree and the brother want to buy the dog, you know what I'm saying, before he even see the damn dog. This is off the pedigree. You know, just off the pedigree. Hey, Legion, salute the Legion Fury 13. Salute the Legion Fury 13. You talking about Jake Paul on Legion Fury? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I know, I'm gonna tell you the truth, boy. He knocked that dude out last night, bro. And Jake Paul, a little record, climbing on up there now. He climbing on up there. He about 8-1 or something like that. Next thing you know, he gonna be 15-1. He ain't them heavyweight boxers, them boxers in his level, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got too many good records like that. A lot of them 3 losses, 2 losses, 4 losses. And they ain't selling no tickets. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't selling no tickets. One thing about it, that man knocking him out old school Mike Tyson style. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know who he picking to fight. But that brother last night, he knocked them out cold. Teeth clenching, eyes rolled back in the back of his head. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing, young brothers, y'all got to look at, man. You can do anything you want to do, man. You can do anything you want to do. That man going to a full-time boxer right now. You know what I'm saying? Never did boxing before. Did it from a joking standpoint at first, you know. But now that man say he going full-time boxing. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you want to do. You can do what you want to do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Liquid Lucky. What's going on, bro? Yes, sir. Look at my bro right there. Yes, sir, man. See, I'm leaving the swamps, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I say that shit all the time. I'm leaving the swamps. Swamps ain't meant for me. You know, the swamps, it's always a reason in the swamps for somebody not to buy, you know, or order by your dogs. You know, the swamps is easy for somebody to get, you know, to get in your way, to keep you from doing anything. It's always people to try to hinder you. The crabs in the barrel mentality, like I always say. You know, my advice to any brother, the swamps is just a way of thinking. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. It ain't too much liquid, man. I ain't seen you down in the chat, you know, in a couple days. You know, I was just worried about you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Christmas time. Got to check up on all the folk, you know? Yes, sir. Hey, Legion, I want to say, send a salute out to you, dog, for that donation you dropped the other day, man. I want to send a salute out to you for that too, dog. I forgot all about that. I meant to say that earlier in the video, you know. And like I said, I only had one pump off that last litter I dropped yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all here too long, but I do want to say this and talk about a little bit more news before I get up out of here. You know, I don't bend for nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to something I feel like is right or feel like I'm right about, you know, I'm gonna stand on what I feel like I'm gonna stand on. And this dog game, like my boy Pro said a long time ago, The dog gang got the Illuminati, the dog Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? The bourgeoisie. You know, hey, I ain't gonna bend for it, man. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all brothers, do what you gotta do, man. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do to make it happen for you. You know what I'm saying? To make it happen for your program, however you gotta run it. No matter how much Pelican Bay get up here and say yellow, 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 red boy, Jocko, Jeep, listen, run your shit how you gotta run it, man. You know what I'm saying? Forget what I say, you know, far as the bloodline. Bloodlines just like cars. Everybody got their own kind of car. Long as you got a car to get where you got to get at, your car ain't no different than mine. At the end of the day, we gonna get there at the same damn time. We just gonna look different, or we gonna drive different, but we gonna get there at the same damn time. You know, the dogs the same, man. It's just different lines. Run your shit how you gotta run it. Don't let nobody steal you wrong from what you want to run and the plan that you got. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever feel like your plan with your dogs is not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Because this brother got a little more experience than you got, or you know a little bit more about dogs. You know, if a brother really mean good for you, tell him to explain what he mean, or explain how to get them dogs the way you want them. You know, with that particular line that you run out of his dogs. You know what I'm saying? You know, a brother should help you if they're good dog, man. Far as face-to-face talk. A lot of brothers can't talk about certain things. At least if it's positive, you can talk about anything on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But them phones and stuff getting crazy out there. And like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this already in the video, but if you're not getting the notifications when I drop the YouTube and stuff like that, I was told that if you got to unsubscribe and subscribe back again, and then hit the notification bell, and then everything will be back working. You know, that's what one of the brothers said. If you're not getting the notifications, unsubscribe to the channel and then subscribe right back, and then hit the notification bell, and you'll start back getting them. Now, let me get into a little more of this news, man, before I get up out of here, because I got a few more things to drop in on y'all. All right, I gave y'all the man swinging the dog around his damn head like he was a fool. You know what I'm saying? Now, we got a woman who she was locked up for animal cruelty, bro and sisters. And then she got locked up again for the same thing and got probation. Hold
A
up.
woman with a history of animal cruelty has been given more probation after her latest arrest. Deputies say on November 29th, they went to Gabriel Carson's home outside of Havelock, where they found that she had a dog and a cat. Carson was on probation for a 2021 animal cruelty conviction and was not allowed to have animals. In the 2021 case, Animal Protective Services found 3 dead goats, an injured goat, and 2 dead birds in a locked shed. The sheriff's office says the injured goat died when it got to the animal shelter. Deputies say Carson pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges of animal cruelty Tuesday and was given 3 years of supervised probation, told that she could not have animals during that time, and also fined $500.
Yep. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy out there, man. And before I get up out of here, I do want to say this, man. More about inbreeding. You know, it's just like when you cooking something. If you don't know how to necessarily cook a particular dish, and you just start to cook that particular dish, the more you cook that dish, the more you're gonna know how to cook that dish. You might start off cooking it by the box. Once you cook it over and over, now you're cooking it by scratch. Now you add in certain things. Now you taking salt, you adding salt, you taking pepper, you adding spices, because you done been cooking this thing so long. The same thing with dogs, man. The longer you dealing with that particular line, every time you add something new into your strain of dogs, you gotta look for some new stuff, new characteristics to come. You know, if you working the same strain, then time will tell. You know, just like cooking. Over a period of time, now you're a master chef. You know what I'm saying? Now you're a master chef. But yeah, man, that's what I'm giving y'all tonight. PBK9s, man. Y'all stay safe out there, stay legal. Like I always say, man, I'm glad all my brothers, don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. I'm glad all my brothers and sisters rock with me tonight in the chat, and the ones that's checking the video out. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, PBK9s. Hey, I thought Ace was going back, but me and Ace about to rock some more videos for about 2 more weeks. Me and Ace gonna be together for about 2 more weeks. We're gonna rock some more videos. We're gonna get into some more in-depth, hard training. We're gonna keep this thing going. You know what I'm saying? My brothers and sisters out there, like I always say, y'all enjoy your holidays. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe, like I always say. Them holidays, brothers get crooked. They start stealing more. And I ain't talking about dogs. I'm just talking about anything in general. You know, so protect your household, protect the family. And, hey, stay safe and stay legal out there with these dogs, man. Stay safe, stay legal. Keep these dogs warm. If you're in them cold areas, keep the snow shovel up for my brothers up north. You know what I'm saying? My brothers down south, keep the shit shoveled up. You know what I'm saying? My brothers out west, hey, y'all stay safe, man. PBK9s, and I'm out.